Previously on ApprenticeEh.
+1 ocean.
Definitely not warm water. I'm protecting my domain.
It's a winner.
I have never actually finished a video game 100%. So proud of you.
Thank you. Nice nose scratch you got going on there.
Thanks.
Good morning.
My nose is itchy. Good morning.
It's like what time? What time is it? Like 10?
It is 11.
11.
We actually got to sleep in today, which was great. Okay, so the Eve camping online ship thing, camping ground thing,
yeah.
It was a field. So you're in your tent and then the sun comes up and it's like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. and it starts getting friggin' hot in your
You start
tent.
cooking.
And you have to and it's cold because it's
It's close to the ocean.
It was close to the ocean, so at night it's like 16 degrees. So you're wearing like like pants and a shirt and thick socks and sometimes a sweater.
I don't think you need
like,
any of this, just pants and shirts.
No, socks and a sweater.
Okay.
That's you wore a sweater at one point.
Yeah, okay.
You also kept your socks on at one point.
No, I didn't.
Your feet were cold.
No, I took them off.
Okay, well you started.
There was one night I wore a sweater, that's about it. Every night it was just pants and a t-shirt.
Whatever. But okay, so you're wearing everything and you're under a sleeping bag and on a sleeping, in a sleeping bag, and the sun starts coming up and you're just like, oh god, you gotta open the windows, and then that's not enough, you gotta start taking socks and sweaters and stuff off, and then you just throw the blanket off eventually, and that's like what, 7:30, 8 a.m. It's like, well, I guess I'm getting up, I'm boiling to death. But here there's
shade.
No shade, so it didn't start getting really warm until
we were
10.
over there in the shade.
And it didn't start getting really warm until 10 o'clock. So we literally just lounged around, just good times. So, anyway, we are leaving. It's time to go home.
Back to Canada.
Back to Canada.
For a little bit.
And
then we're going
to Vloggerfair.
So we go to the other ocean.
Other ocean. We get to go to Seattle and drink a bunch of coffee, right, Corrado?
Oh yeah. So excited. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Also, let's go so that we can get coffee in me now.
Right, definitely. Do you see that bug? What is that? What a ridiculous animal. Hey, excuse me. Look at it. That's so weird. Okay, bye. Good morning. Although, is it still morning? No, it's 1:25. Anyways, I just finished the vlog for today, so it's exporting and then I'll upload it. And now I think it's a really dreary day out today. It looks kind of sunny, but it's kind of cold and it's overcast. So I'm just gonna clean the bathroom and then maybe the kitchen floor, because that's what you do when you're a responsible adult, I guess. That doesn't really sound like fun, but it makes me excited because then things will be clean, so that makes me happy, which I guess is as close to fun as is basically the same thing, right? Fun and happy. This is cool. This tiny little river down there. There's a huge bridge because it's a valley, but the river is minuscule.
No, look at that river.
Oh, there we go. I saw this little river.
That little runoff?
The little runoff river. There's the real river. There we go. That makes more sense. There's a train bridge. It's the Hudson River. To buy your flowers.
No problem when this love is free.
Okay, so we're working on Buffer Festival stuff. It's me, Sam, and Joel. It's Monday.
Hi, Joel.
Kind of wake up and show up excited and ready to work. And if you've been following along or know anything about Buffer Festival the past couple years, we have all of these screenings. So we're figuring out which YouTubers we want to come to Buffer Festival this year. And one of the challenges that we have as organizers of Buffer Festival is categorizing things, or putting labels on things, because YouTube is very much unlabeled. And so we were looking at scheduling from last year, scheduling from the year before, and we're even looking at other events like VidCon, Vloggerfair, Playlist Live, because how do you determine what type of YouTuber somebody is? For example, Shay Carl, let's call him a daily vlogger. That way we can have a daily vloggers screening. So we can take all the daily vloggers and put all the daily vloggers in the daily vlogger screening. That makes sense. Okay, so then there's other types of vloggers. So Wheezy Waiter, he's a vlogger. Hank Green, he's a vlogger. Wheezy Waiter, what type of vlogging does he do? And what type of vlogging does he do in a way that's different from somebody like Tyler Oakley? Now, I'm not saying that any of these people are coming to Buffer Festival this year. That they're coming or they're not coming. So don't be like, oh, Tyler Oakley's coming to Buffer Festival. I'm just saying, if you look at, okay, so what is vlogging? We're almost like getting into like vlogumentary territory here. What is vlogging? How is what Wheezy Waiter does versus somebody like Tyler Oakley versus, I don't know, name any vlogger. Hey Nadine, Matt Santoro, he's a vlogger. Yeah. No, he's science and education. Okay, so we can say he's science and education.
But even then, he's like a different form of education. It's not like a, hey, let's learn school stuff. It's like a totally different branch of it altogether.
Like lists of education. Yeah. Now in the past, both year 1 and year 2, we have had screenings for LGBT. And so we were like, all right, great, so there'll be an LGBT screening. And there's something a little uncomfortable from as a part of our job to say, okay, well then great, so we can say that Tyler Oakley is an LGBT vlogger. That may be true, but is his genre defined by his sexuality? Hannah Hart, is she an LGBT vlogger, or is she just a vlogger? Now, if she's just a vlogger, or let's say she's a comedian, should she go into the comedians screening, or the Women of YouTube screening, or the LGBT plus screening? Now, I know that she could go into all three, but only one of those is a genre. Comedy is what she does. She's not defined by being a woman. She's not defined by being in the LGBT community. She's a comedian. Now, we absolutely want to make sure that we have LGBT screenings, because those people have suffered oppression or can be underrepresented in the community, and we want to make sure that we have a Women of YouTube screening, because again, like systemic sexism, we want to make sure that women are properly represented, and that was something that didn't quite happen properly last year at the gala. But people aren't defined by being a female, and so we're going through, and even though somebody might end up in the Women of YouTube screening or end up in the LGBT screening, we need to define their genre. And how do you define Hannah Hart's genre if you're not talking about her gender and you're not talking about her sexuality? To call her a vlogger is correct, but almost everything on YouTube is vlogs. This is a vlog, this is a daily vlog, but then are we saying that every single type of vlog is the same type of vlog? What's the difference? If you're telling a funny story, you're being yourself, or if Wheezy Waiter is acting. Right. And he's putting on a bit of a character. So he falls under comedy. Okay, well then is everybody a comedy vlogger? Is comedy vloggers specific enough? I don't know. And how do you define, I mean,
you should know the answer, Joel.
I don't know. This is what we talk about all day, all year, and we had these conversations last year. We tend not to vlog them because they're sensitive topics and we don't always get it right. And even with all of our discussions, we didn't necessarily get it right last year. And so we're trying to, so what we've come up with is that everybody should have a genre. Oh, so here's another thing, is nationality. Because it's here on my list. Last year we had a British screening, and we had a Canadians screening. So Nadine is a Canadian vlogger. Right. But vlogging itself just means talking to a camera. That's not a genre, that's a format. Yeah. Okay, format. So format, vlogging, so you can never define somebody by the means with which they deliver their content. It's delivered through the medium of a vlog, but it could be educational, it could be comedy, it could be music, it could be serious, it could be fashion, it could be gaming vlogging.
Yeah.
So the word vlogging almost doesn't even count. So irrelevant of format, gender, sexuality, or nationality, we've got to label genres. And it's super hard and kind of fun. Because then we've got to build screenings out of all of these and put YouTubers. YouTubers are going to be more than one thing, but I don't want their only thing to have been, oh yeah, they're in the LGBT show.
Yeah.
That to me is actually kind of offensive. As a straight white male. Or, oh, they go in the Women of YouTube screening because they're a woman. Yeah, but what does she do?
Yeah, and I think I think it's good to remember that, like, some people do talk about issues. Like, they will vlog about LGBT, like, plus issues or female feminist issues, social issues.
Social issues.
And then that way they could fit into it more so than just by being a female.
So we can add that to our type. So we're coming up with different types of vlogging. So social issues or social justice would be different from lifestyle. We came up with lifestyle earlier today.
Yeah.
Versus like educational vlogging. So we could say that versus beauty and fashion. So beauty and fashion would go together. That can be different from lifestyle. And then people that are talking about social issues. And that the word social is a big enough bucket to cover like sexuality, discrimination, people of color.
That's right.
That might work. And then because a straight person can vlog about social issues and fit into, a straight white person can vlog about social issues and fit into that category even though they don't identify as, or have been oppressed.
Yeah.
Right? Right? Am I right?
I think so.
And so we take these, and by the way, just so you know, we don't just decide and then we're done. We check these off of the opinions of a lot of people. Like year one, we called the show LGBTQ+, and renaming it LGBT+, was decided by 5 people that all are within that community. They collectively decided, without any input from me or us, that it would be LGBT+. So we won't be making any decisions, or we as men wouldn't make any decisions about women. We as straight people wouldn't make any decisions about any, people and many different groups of people that aren't straight. And we care about these issues a lot. It's just hard because when you have a website, you got to put everybody in a box. And I don't want people's boxes. Oh, they are LGBT. It's like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are more than labels.
Oh, we have to label them. It's part of our job.
Yeah.
Horrible job.
It's an
It's super not okay.
Just the worst.
I feel uncomfortable vlogging this.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's documented. We had these conversations last year. We didn't vlog any of them.
Yeah.
Because it makes us nervous. And we sit around, we talk for hours and hours about how to get more women filmmakers to Buffer Festival, because unrelated to YouTube. I thought we were going to be done. I turned to my desk, but unrelated to YouTube, in the filmmaking community, women are underrepresented.
Yeah.
So now you look at YouTubers, females that are filmmakers, it's a much smaller number. So then, I mean, last year at the British Invasion screening, we had, what, 14, 16 British white guys?
Yep.
And we're the filmmakers. We're the female British filmmakers. And there are some, they're not as popular.
Yeah.
And we have to financially be able to bring them. This year we're changing that, and we're going out of our way to make sure that we can have more, just a lot more representation in total. But that's a really serious issue. It's freaking tough. Because we are limited by budget, and by space, and by a lot of things.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So Corrado's phone just started freaking out.
I was listening to the Foo Fighters.
Apparently there's a severe flash flood warning. So that's cool. There's like a major storm. There's like a big lightning storm thing. This has never happened to me ever.
I mean, while driving, and my phone was piping some Foo Fighters through the radio, and then it made that like emergency broadcast sound.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What the heck?
is that? And then it started yelling at us like, hey, yo, there's flash floods. Please avoid flood areas in your area. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
cool.
All right, well, this will be interesting.
A huge storm coming up on the
yeah.
Well, hope for the best.
We'll keep you posted. We stopped at a rest stop and now it's pouring.
Might be better to.
Good times, guys. Also, the power keeps flickering. And there's Tim Hortons here, so we're getting ice caps, but I hope they make it before the power turns off. Yeah, we got them. Okay, so they made the ice caps first and then charged us.
Just in case.
Just in case the power went out.
Because now it's pouring.
It's pouring.
And as they were making the ice caps, they'd make it, and then the power would just, it would go, everything would turn off, and would turn back on. Alright, let's keep going, the power turned off, and turn back on, and alright, we're doing it. So, yeah, I'm not driving. I'm not driving to pick you up. Go.
Well, this is the thing that we're doing.
It was so nice earlier today. People are just pulled over and he's like, nope, nope,
I was like, no, this isn't a thing that we're gonna do here. We're just gonna chill for a minute. But Corrado is nuts, so he's gonna keep driving.
You just gotta drive slow and carefully.
That's true.
It's raining, it's pouring, the old dog is snoring.
You're so wet!
You're so wet!
You're so wet!
Oh, it's so blue.
Oh, fluffy dogs. Fluffy
You're
wet
fluffy.
dogs.
Hi. Hi.
Ooh.
Hi. They were outside in the
Fluffy
rain
butt.
for a while. And they seem hyper about it. Are you being silly? Tibia, are you hyper?
They smell like wet dog.
Yeah.
Also, I think there's something like possibly dead outside that they're rolling in.
Good. Good. I like that. Bee dogs. It's healthy.
Ontario!
You almost missed it.
I almost missed it.
I didn't even think that was gonna be viewable.
Oh, well, it's there. There was a big sign that said Ontario. We're back in Canada! We made it. They let us in, and it was like, that is the quietest I've ever seen the border, except for last year when we went to this event. We went through like Montreal, and there's a border there.
This was like a random side border.
It's one dude, and he had to leave his little hut to go to the little border house to take our passports, and he was just like, where are you going? Camping? Great, bye. Like, it was the easiest situation ever. But just now, there was nobody there. We like pulled up.
Yeah, we turned the corner.
Literally to the thing.
We turned the corner, it's like, oh, it's rush hour. Turn the corner, I'm like, oh, there's like 8 lanes open and 4 cars.
I had to like rush to get the passports out. I was like, oh crap! I had to like get everything out because I was like, oh, we have so much time. I don't need to get anything ready. We're gonna be waiting in line for 30 minutes. Good times. Let's go home. Welcome back.
Thanks, Canada. I love you too.
Who's here, puppies? Who's here? Oh man. Oh man. Someone's here.
Hello. Move, please.
Good boys. No barking. Oh, there we go.
Good boys. Come on. Come on.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, babies. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome home.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Somebody's excited to see you.
I missed you.
I love how 3BO rubs his butt on you when he's excited to see you. It's like,
That's what I do.
oh, now it's Corrado's turn. Yeah. Yeah. You were gone for so long.
Home is where the fog is.